What a beautiful day. Today we are talking goal setting, endorse personal growth or development. We are precisely in the middle of the year, and I find it fitting to be a moment to evaluate our progress. We are going to evaluate our progress as individuals, as families, as students or business people. We are going to ask ourselves questions. Did we make progress? Is there growth? Are we evolving? And as you gauge yourself, it is your choice to do that from one direction or what I call two-way standpoint. In my view, there are two kinds of years that an individual babysit. What am I talking about? Each one of us start their year the month they were born. That is your individual year. And we also have the global or universal year, which starts in January and it ends in December. And these two kinds of years are given to you to develop yourself. For example, if you were born in June, this is the time where you measure your progress from June 2021 to June 2022. And at the same time, as you measure yourself as an individual, you can also gauge yourself and your progress from the performance you had during the global year, which is from January 2022 to June 2022. In these 6 months, are you getting there? What are the barriers? And from June last year up until now, did you attain all you wanted to achieve in life? And if not, which goals were unattainable and what made you not to be able to accomplish them? It is a practice to many people that in the beginning of the year, the global year, people assign to themselves resolutions or goals. In January, people are full of courage and the willingness to persevere. People write down their resolutions and their goal, and you can write them down in two ways. Some people write them down on their diaries and their journals. Some people write them down in their hearts. The moment you think about it and you decide this is what I'm going to do in your heart, it is written in your heart. It is still the beginning of the year and people are full of willingness to keep going. People are ready to endure the pressure. People feel they are ready to endure the pain and accomplish their goals. However, it is easy that people surrender. It is also possible that people may miss their goals. And sometimes people even fail in attaining their goals or their resolutions as the year is getting older and older. To keep focused on your goals or resolutions, it demands mental strength so that you can resist the opposition. I encourage that you take a moment and evaluate your progress to see if you are still in line with your resolutions or goals or if you are derailed. Some people have totally forgotten about their goals. Therefore, their day-to-day activities or their monthly program are no longer directed by their goals. And maybe maybe they are even pursuing someone's goals. Let me give an example. Because so-and-so bought a kind of a gadget that you desire, you go and buy it and make it a point that you buy the most expensive one. That is not your goal. You never planned it in the beginning of the year. And sometimes people look and say, he is driving big. I'm going to get the biggest machine than his. Is it your goal, or you are now pursuing someone's goals? Is this what you plan to achieve in the beginning of the year? Or now you are chasing after other people's goals? Stick to your goal. Like in human development, only 50 to 60% of all conception advance beyond 20 weeks of gestation. In most cases, miscarriages happen. The moment we look at other people's goals and we forget about ours, then we are going to experience abortions and miscarriages. So you need to grip. You need to hold tight to what you have conceived at the beginning of the year. Thoughts are already implanted in the womb of your mind. Understand that resolution is a firm determination to achieve your goals, and lack of determination may result in implantation failure. A goal is not a prediction of what will happen, but it is an intent result. A goal is an envisioned result, is an imagined result after you do something, meaning you need to intervene. You see the need to act, otherwise your status quo will not improve. Goal setting involves change from the current situation and also maintenance of an expected new state. You don't just change, but you also need to maintain the expected new state. So goal setting increases your behavior change. Higher chances are it upsets your motivation. It increases your desire to act in a particular way. Sometimes implantation takes place because there is a desired goal. But unfortunately, conception of that goal fails because there is no commencement, there is no start. People keep saying, today I'm drinking this thing for the last time. Today I'm eating this thing for the last time. I want to love myself. I want to take care of me. And they keep saying, tomorrow I will start. And tomorrow they still procrastinate. I will start tomorrow. And when you open your eyes, it's another year. When you just speak about your goals, but you do not start doing anything about them, and you cannot even imagine them, then you shall not realize them. Once you are not able to form a picture of it, then you cannot give details on how your goals are going to be achieved. Therefore, your mental uterus will not hold it, but it will force the unborn goals to be aborted. The pressure of life interrupt and frustrate your developing mental embryo, which means your goals die, that you will never realize them. And in the process of goal setting, it is important to know that goals are ranked in 3 levels. We have got the long-term goals, what I call high goals, we have got medium goals, and we have got short-term goals. When you work on your short-term goals and you realize them, they encourage you to move to your medium-term goals. And the more you achieve your medium-term goals, it gives you fuel to work on your long-term goals. And as you are setting goals, there are steps to follow when you set your goals. The first thing is to establish which goals are important to you, not to any other person. And as you set goals for your intellectual growth. How are you going to gain more wisdom and knowledge? Set goals for your physical well-being. How would you like your body to feel? And how would you like your body to look like? Set goals for your spiritual growth. When you say spiritually, I'm growing, what is it that you would like to experience? Set goals for your financial growth, and even in other areas where you find this appropriate. And the other step is establish what changes are at least possible and what changes are not possible. There are changes that are possible, and some things or characters or traits about us, we cannot change them. So when we set goals, we need to be realistic. Let us look at a person who wants to lose weight. We know that when you want to lose weight, your height, your body mass, your stature, they must correlate. So you cannot look at the other person in the gym next to you and start to work to be like them. You need to be realistic. And I said, what changes are not possible. Let's look at a student who desire a certain career, but the IQ, the intellectual functioning, doesn't marry the idea. You cannot do it, but that doesn't mean there is nothing that you can do in life. Or maybe you are smart, you are gifted, you are an A student. However, your personality doesn't relate to the career you want to do. Let's look at somebody who can be a medical practitioner, even a specialist, but the personality part, this person cannot work with people 24/7. This means you can do better in a laboratory. So we need to be realistic when we set goals for ourselves. And also, what will be needed to achieve your goal? There are things that you need to start doing that you were not doing, depending on the goal that you are working towards achieving. And there are things that you need also to stop doing because they derail you or they even harm you. And you also need to check how likely the change is. Let's go back to Elena, who knows very well that I'm an A or a B student, but I'm not doing well in a certain subject, not because I'm not gifted, but because of my attitude towards the subject or the educator. So we need to be realistic and be committed to your goal. Be dedicated to your goal. Be loyal to your goal. The other step, as you set your goals and achieve them, is to enjoy what you are doing. If you are in business, don't do it only for the purpose of cash flow. Give service and the right service. If your goal is about your physical well-being, enjoy whatever that you are doing. Is it a diet? Is it an exercise? Enjoy what you are doing. The other step is attain knowledge in relation to what you aim to achieve. Without knowledge, your performance is going to drop. Some people sit for board of exam several times. Do not give up. Attain knowledge so that you will prepare yourself thoroughly. And I believe the next time you go and sit for that exam, you shall make it. And be convinced that the goal is important to you. If the goal is not important to you, but is important to the other person or to your family, you are likely to get tired on the way and not pursue it. And also be convinced that your goal is attainable. You know, if they say a degree is 3 years, it means learned men and learned women set and determined and found that in 3 years you can achieve that degree. Why achieve it in 4 years if it is 3 years? And be convinced that progress can be made towards your goal. Let's go back to somebody who has some debts. You might not pay all of them at once, but as long as you work towards your goal, at the end, you shall be debt-free. Babysit your goal. When I say babysit your goal, you cannot write your goals down and put them far away from you. You spend a whole week without looking at them. You spend months forgetting about them. They are your baby. You need to babysit them daily to see where you are doing well and how far you are going. And at the end of the year, when you celebrate your year as a person, when another year and a new year is added into your years, you shall be motivated to continue with life with a positive mind. And secondly, at the end of a global year, when everyone shouts happy, you will have a deeper meaning of saying happy because you have achieved. Most of the time people shout happy when there is nothing to be happy for. Then I say to you, stay tuned and be empowered.